Alex, how's it going?
Hey, what's up, Irfan?
Great day today. Great day to talk business. So what's on your mind today?
Let's talk business. Yes. The topic of today is ROI. So, how would you define ROI?
ROI. Okay. So ROI in simplest terms, return on investment. So as an investor, it typically means to me the capital you put in, time and money. Took me a while to learn that time part, but time and money and the returns you get on that time and money. So in terms of a real estate deal, right? If you're all cash in, you put $100,000 in a real estate deal and you net $10,000 a year off that real estate deal, that's 10% return on investment. In terms of other things, I'm not entirely sure where you're going with it, but in terms of other things, there's also return on time, like working out, for example, right? So that's a long delayed time on investment, right? You keep your heart healthy, you keep your body healthy. Your investment, your return on investment is a healthy and happy life on working out. So, but I guess bringing it back to you, what were you thinking when you said that? What were you thinking about return on investment?
Yeah, so ROI can mean a lot of things, and I think you brought up a good point. It doesn't have to be all about money. It could be about time. It could be about health. And so, but bringing it kind of into the business perspective, when you're sort of a smaller or medium-sized business, you might not think so much about ROI. You might be thinking more of just how much is something going to cost, or how much can I make money selling something or doing a job. But if you really want to advance, you really have to think about making investments and then getting a good or high return on them. Because eventually you can only, you're going to run out of time or run out of money that you want to spend. You're going to have to put some resources in now to get an outsized return later so you can grow and give yourself more time back, right? So,
So we'd
yeah.
love an example on that, Alex. Love an example.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's so many examples. So I come across people who say, well, I have to spend the time training people and I don't have the time right now, to do that. I'd rather just do it myself. Well, yeah, you might spend 10, 20, 30 hours training someone to do a job and then have follow-up questions, right? Let's say you do 50 hours of training someone, and that's a ton of time, right? Which most people probably won't even take that much time. They say you take 50 hours training someone, but they save you 200 hours during the year. That return on investment is so high. You just spent 50 hours to gain 150 back, right?
Yes.
Or another great example is spending money on courses or learning something, right? You might say, oh, well, this course costs $500 and I don't think it's really necessary. But if taking that course, or maybe it's a networking group or something related to your industry, I don't want to spend this $500, but then it gives you a $5,000 idea or a $10,000 idea, or you make a connection that gives you $20,000 extra in business. That ROI is so high. I mean, the $20,000 on 500 is a 40x your investment. You can't get that anywhere else. You can't get that in the stock market unless you're super lucky. So it's just thinking in that way is super critical for business owners and for everyone, really.
Absolutely. So I'm a big fan of joining masterminds and identifying the right fit for you in terms of group. And I always used to say the same thing, right? And masterminds, whatnot, could be thousands of dollars. So how I justified it is if I get one idea to open up my mind to allow me to do one more deal, that will pay for itself. If I have one cost saving strategy that will save me thousands of dollars, that'll pay for itself. So it's just creating ideas and executing those ideas will be that return on investment that we're seeking for sure.
Yeah, and I mean, there's so many practical applications. It could be something as small as just getting reports made for you. So it might take me an hour or two of my time to put together automated reports for you so you could see your financials or other KPIs for your business, where otherwise you're just kind of clicking around, you're asking the office manager, you're not really sure, exactly what's going on. Hey, if I can, instead of spending an hour or two of my time every month asking someone to for their time to put together some sort of report for me, why don't I just spend an hour or two up front and then spend 5 minutes reading it? Like it just gets sent to my email and I just read the report and I'm off with my day. It could be something as small as that. It could be something as big as inputting this new software that's going to be very costly. It's going to cost, maybe tens or hundreds of thousands of dollars sometimes to put in this new software, but you have to look at the long term. It's going to save so much time and so much money and maybe even staff costs. So there's just endless examples of how to get a good ROI. And I must admit, I was also I wouldn't say skeptical, but I just wouldn't consider myself a course taking or a mastermind person, but I've recently made some investments in that arena that have really paid off and are going to start to pay off a lot more. And it really makes sense. Obviously, you don't want to go, crazy with it and just start spending money on everything, being like, oh, I'm going to get an ROI. You have to be smart, right? You have to be smart with what you're doing, but you have to be open. You have to have that open mindset of like, it's not just an expense, it's an investment.
Absolutely. Very well said. I definitely appreciate that conversation there.
All right, well, leave it at there and see you next week.